Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We are back to play some cards, and yeah, maybe because today we want to do something different. Because I've got a comment from Steve Painter on the last episode, and as he describes himself as an experienced Japan Aggro player, he offered me his help to improve our Japan Aggro deck. And yeah, so today we will, since it is Monday, we'll of course do our pack openings, and we will discuss our Japan German Aggro deck, and maybe if there is some time left over, we will jump into the action. But first of all, we start with our main thing, the pack opening. So we need, we have 2 basic packs, and we need 2 more officers packs to claim this limited wildcard. So we go into the shop and look for the officer pack, and there they are. We buy one, we buy another. We have enough gold. We farmed it last week, and now we are gonna open them and see if we can boost up our decks in some way. So as we can see, there is nothing new. Every card is known. I think this one, we do not have this in the collection yet, but I didn't see it also on opponents, so maybe we will see if this is a usable card. So we go for the next pack. Those 2 base packs have been collected throughout the reward steps for Germany and Japan. And what do we see here? We see the shore bombardment, cruiser for the British. And this is actually a good card if we want to build sometime a self-damaging Soviet deck. But since we are lacking most of the cards that are used in this type of deck, we keep it in our collection, but I think it will be used not in the near future. So this is our first officer pack, and we got 1 special card for the Japanese guys, and I don't know if this type is used in any deck. But we keep what we get, or we take what we get on a special German card, and we have a Dornier DO 217. Interesting. It's the same mechanic like the JU some edition, but I haven't seen this card at all. This is one of the cards that is also used in the Soviet self-damage, but I think this card is not of the rare ones. Since it is limited, it can be easily crafted. Okay. All in all, not so great outcome from our openings, and now we are going to have a closer look on our Japan German Aggro deck. In order to improve it a little bit with Steve's help. So I have the list. I think it's more or less the official list, as it was played in one of the last tournaments. And it starts with the Signal Regiment so this is the first card in this list is the Signal Regiment, the elite card for 1 cost and with 0-4 in stats, and with the ability to deal 1 damage if a friendly unit dies. And this is a card we do not have. I think it is a very important card, but yeah, I thought yeah, it's too expensive to craft it, since we only have one. No, we have only one wild card that we can use to craft an elite card, and I don't want to craft or to use it to craft a card that can be only used in one type of deck. So I tried to replace it. Of course, there is no replacement option that fits into the ability, but yeah, I put in something different, what we will see very soon. So the next card is the Aggro AR 196 or 196, the German fighter, which lets you draw an order. So we can actually show it like this. This one here, 1/2 in stats. If you have equal or less units on the battlefield, draw an order. So yeah, it's a card draw in the first place, but of course it's a body also in the backline that can deal 1 damage if it is not removed by the enemy, and of course it access you yeah, some key cards like the bombing raid, the desperate measures, and yeah, of course the faint retreat to draw even more cards. Yeah, the bombing raid is a card that we have. The desperate measures not. That would be one of the yeah, or the one removal card. Yeah, that we also do not have in the deck. I mean, I mentioned it in the last video. We are lacking quite some elite cards that I think are important, but I want to try to replace them. Yeah, so maybe there are better options to replace them. I hope on Steve's opinion here. And yeah, the next one in the list, we finally have the 41st Bicycle Regiment 2 times, that we have 2 times in our deck. So the next is the Type 93, the Japan tank that let us draw, or that gives us a surprise attack in hand. If you play this 2 times on an enemy, the unit is destroyed. So some kind of a hard removal, what we also do not have. Yeah, I thought it would be not so important, but probably it is to remove some big guard units, or yeah, big tanks that have a lot of heavy armor and so on. But again, I'm hoping for Steve's opinion if there are any better replacements. So the next card in the list is the Type 93 that we have 3 times in the deck. After that we have the 15th Cavalry Regiment, sorry. 3 times in the list, 3 times in our deck. So the next is the Desperate Measures, what we do not have. I already said that. Yeah, and there's one of the replacement cards, the Gebirgsjäger. I put it in the deck because it's another infantry unit that supports our Panzer 45 in its ability. It has 3 stats in attack. It only costs 1 credit to move, and it cannot be targeted by orders. So I thought it's pretty aggressive and sticky, and so it would have been a good replacement card. So the next thing is the 22nd Infantry Regiment, this one here. It is recommended to have it 2 times. We only have it 1 time. Yeah, so yeah, we only have it 1 time. And I did not want to craft it because yeah, we only have 4 special wildcards and yeah, no German wildcard, so special wildcard. And I also thought this is not for every deck, and that's the reason why I did not craft it and add it to the deck. The next one is the Befehlswagen. This is a card that I did craft 2 times even, so that is where our special wildcards from Germany went in, because this is a card, on the other hand, I think can be used in more decks, what I already have done. So yeah. Then we have the Panzer 35, that is 3 times in the deck list, and we have it 3 times in our deck. Next is the Akita Regiment, 4 times in the list, 4 times in the deck. This one is one of the replacement cards, the Type 97. I thought it would be a consistent ability to increase the strength of our infantry even more. It is itself a relatively strong body with 3 attack, 3 defense, at least compared to the rest of our cards, which most of them only have 1 defense. And it is costs only 3 and 1 to move. If there's a better replacement, yeah, feel free and tell me. So after that we have the key 46 in the list. I'm not even sure what kind of card this is. So it's this one. Okay, yeah. So another card draw, and yeah, 3 defense. That is not so easy to remove in the support line, but I did not thought that this is a key card, and yeah, did not spend any thoughts about really to replace it in a proper way. So I more or less ignored it. If that is a mistake, yeah, please tell me. Next is the 2nd Raiding Brigade. That is in our deck, and I think it's a really strong card because of its removal effect and its blitz ability. So after that we have the Mito Regiment. That is in the deck list you should have it 2 times. We have it 4 times, 2 times because of replacement reasons. And yeah, and I also added the Blitzkrieg for more consistency, and yeah, just 1 time because I think it should be enough to clear out some bigger guard units that are in our way, or to finish off our opponent. Yeah, the next is the key 38 in the deck. This is this big plane that lets the enemy draw more cards than us. But I think the big strength of this card is that it only costs 4, so you can play it relatively soon, and it costs only 2 credits to deal 6 damage. And in this aggro type deck, 6 damage can be a whole lot if you dealt, yeah, like 8 or 10 in the first 3-4 rounds. And you have your opponent already quite low, and if you hit him 1 time with 6, there are many options to finish your opponent off, like using the bombing rate. So maybe this is one of the big elements that I need in the deck. But yeah, again, this is a card that, as far as I know, is only used in the Japan aggro archetype, and can be not used in any other decks, so I did not want to waste somehow our 1 elite wildcard. Next thing is the bombing rate, which we do have in our deck, and I added the Hayabusa 4 times, just because of replacement issues. I'm not so happy with this card. I thought it would fit into the strategy with dealing 2 damage to the enemy HQ as soon as it gets destroyed, but the problem is it is too expensive. It costs 4 credits to play and 2 to move. If it would have been 1 to move, it would be good, even if the stats would have been lower, like 2-2 or something. But like this, it feels a little bit too slow. The next thing is the Sendai Regiment, which we have 2 times. 1 time we had it already, 1 time I crafted it. And then we have the Enigma. I added this card because I thought we should be low on cards pretty many times, and this was a replacement for the Faint Retreat, which is I guess the best card draw mechanic in the standard list. So the next in the list is the Taipei Regiment. Oh, sorry, no H at the end. The card with Blitz, Fury and Destruction to deal 2 damage to the enemy HQ. Big point for this card is the 0 operation costs, especially if you want to make use of the Fury effect. But one of the cards that I do not have. Maybe this is really a card that should be crafted, since it is only a standard card, and it is, on the other hand, it's only 1 time in this deck list that I have here in front of me. So that might have been the reason why I did not craft it, because it looked like it is not that important. But maybe we should reconsider this. So next is the Shiden. This one here. The one that is the fighter with Ambush, Blitz and Fury, and Ambush is not so important. Blitz and Fury is the main thing about the card, because you can deal 4 damage instantly and maybe even 8 if you have enough credits. And I try to replace this with this one here, the Key 61 Hien, 5 damage with Blitz for 8 costs as well. More likely as a finisher for the match, but it did not pay out in the last games as I imagined it. It is relatively slow, and we have it 3 times in the deck. I guess maybe it would be not the worst thing to remove one of those and craft a Taipei Regiment and replace it with it. But that's about my deck list. Now I think we play 1 match or 2, just to have a little showcase in the discussion video. And we hope that Steve can give us some hints about this deck and some improvement so we can have more wins with it, a better win rate, and climb up the ladder. Else we will go back to one of our other decks. And I mean, we have the our US German deck that ensures us enough strength to climb up to Field Marshal rank, and we have some fallback. So in this matchup, if we are facing a self-damaging deck again, that's what is likely. I will keep the Sendai Regiment and the Gebirgsjäger and the Wirbelwind. The other two go back, and I hope to draw something faster. Yeah, and we are successful in our plan by drawing our cavalry. Yeah, we drew the other Sendai Regiment, and yeah, we will see what our opponent is playing. He is removing, so maybe we will go for the Gebirgsjäger, and next turn, depending on what he's playing, we could either send the Wirbelwind in or use the Gebirgsjäger to the front line. Then we will draw out the Befehlswagen, but that depends on what we are drawing. Yeah, so now we can gamble actually a little bit. If he is dealing 2 times damage to his HQ, he is out of range from the raiding brigade. Yeah, but I think we are going to play it safe and remove it right now, because we cannot use it on any other unit, I guess. Maybe if he plays the Bryansk, but I do not know if this deck is in the list. This card is in the list. So yeah, he plays this card another time, and yeah, he uses a self-damage effect. Yeah, what can we do now? We can, of course, every time send this unit back with a Sendai. Or we can move those two to the front, pull out the Befehlswagen and move this one to the front. So we would float 1 credit and would have 4 bodies on the board. Yeah, of course, he might play Winter Warfare or Arctic Warfare, the card that deals 1 damage to everything. And yeah, then he could remove something from us. The question is, does he have this card? I think we prepare for a big attack. If we do not see the Warfare card, we will use the Sendai next turn and have an open path, and he does have it. Yeah, but like this, I think it's really better now to use the Sendai on this and attack into his face. So I do not attack this one here because, yeah, if he wants to trade, he has to attack anyway. Yeah, what he is doing. So he lost 1 credit at this spot. And he's not playing anything else. Yeah, okay, I think we should go for the Wirbelwind with the Type 93 and deal 3 damage. Of course, we will not move the Sendai out of the smoke screen. And yeah, we have the Akita for 2 more damage on his HQ. He has the expanded research. Ah yes, okay, there's the first 34. And that is a card that can be sent back. And we play out the Akita. He cannot use the Yak due to our Wirbelwind. Instead, he is dealing 1 more damage to his HQ, and now he's already in range for lethal with the key 61. Next turn we will have 8 credits. Nice, okay. So yeah, this worked out. Yeah, on the other hand, it felt like our opponent did not have the best hand here. Yeah. So I don't know if this is enough yeah, footage to have a closer look on the deck. But yeah, I'm a little bit short on time today, so this will be the only match for today. Yeah, I hope that you liked this kind of format where I introduce the deck and explain every card and yeah, the thoughts behind replacing specific cards. If you liked it, please hit the like button and yeah, leave a comment below like Steve did it. Try to help me to improve, and please subscribe to the channel, and thank you for watching.